Welcome back to yet another historic Brawl deck. Today, our commander is Ojer Kaslem, Deepest Growth. This is a fantastic commander. Its abilities read, whenever Ojer Kaslem deals combat damage to a player, you reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Then you may put a creature card and or a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Then you put the rest in the bottom in a random order. This is the main ability that we're going to be focusing on the deck to get this damage going through so we can get these free creatures and free land cards. So we're going to try and boost it up with Unnatural Growth, or you make it unblockable with cards such as Manifold Key, and there's plenty of other cards that do similar abilities. Its second ability reads, whenever Ojer Kaslem dies, you return it to the battlefield tapped and transform under its owner's control. Now we can put it into our command zone, which we most likely will be doing since we have a bunch of mana ramp to get it out for cheaper. However, if it's a later game scenario and we do have enough permanence to transform it, we will do the other side as well. So this is the main deck. It's just a lot of ramping into the commander, such as Into the North, Paradise Druid, a bunch of just mana rocks and mana ramp. And we're just trying to get it out as quickly as possible, and we want to get that free damage in so we can get huge creatures such as Ulamog, Zapandrel, and many others throughout the deck. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the games. Game 1, our hand is looking a lot rampful, I should say. It has a lot of ramp in it, especially with the Azusa. Well, really all of the cards in our hand is really rampful. Going against Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, so that's perfect, because that deck's always so fun. Double triggers. We don't get triggers, that's fine. At least our stuff isn't trigger on enter. So we're going to play the Elvish Mystic, pass the turn there. Next turn we'll probably play the Azusa, and then pass the turn after that because that'll give us enough mana that we need. Or we might play like a Paradise Druid if we don't draw another land, but there it is, so it doesn't matter. Play the Azusa. Any responses? Mana Tithe? That would be really funny. Having all of the mana ramp and to get Mana Tithed. Perfect. 2 of the extra lands play into Paradise Druid. He definitely has something though, so that's a concern. Plays a Cold Steel Heart. Chooses white, obviously. So we are going to play a land into Ojer Kaslem, and then also the Armored Scrap Gorger. And then we're going to swing in with the Azusa for 1. Pass the turn there. Perfect time for a board wipe like Vanquish the Horde or something similar. Let's see what he ends up playing. Search for Glory. Okay. So he gets to get some life from it and gets to search for really any card that he wants because a lot of the double triggers are going to be legendary, so he gets really any card that he wants out of that. Probably not a Saga or a Snow Permanent. He probably is not looking for land. If he is, it's really desperate. Gets a Elesh Norn, the regular one. Oh, perfect. End Race Forerunners. Well, we'll play that. Exile the Search for Glory. Everything gets boosted a ton. Go in and swing in. Goes down to 9 life. Ojer Kaslem triggers. We're going to grab a... Ooh! We're going to grab a Defiler and Snow-Covered Forest. And then pass the turn off of that. Let's see if he's going to be able to get any responses. He's not going to be able to play the Elesh Norn quite yet. Prison Realm on what? The commander? That makes sense. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. We'll put it back in our command zone because we don't get the death trigger since it's exiling. Will there be anything of importance? Going to come off of 1 mana. Perfect. So we're going to play the Snow-Covered Forest into the Ojer Kaslem. We're going to use just the regular mana that we have. Going to boost all of our creatures up a little bit. Don't have to worry about Settle the Wreckage since there isn't enough mana, and there's nothing like a Dark Ritual in white, especially in Arena. And then we're going to swing in with everything. Even if he does destroy one of our attacking creatures, it still doesn't do enough since there's more than just one. Good game, he says. And that was a pretty quick game 1. Now to move on to Game 2. Game 2, our hand is looking pretty good, so we're going to keep it there. Going against Pantlaza? Okay. Sun Favored. Pantlaza. Okay. So a bunch of dinosaur stuff. We're going to play the 1-drop Elvish Mystic and then pass the turn there. So that's an interesting card. It's going to be a little difficult to deal with, but it's definitely manageable. We're going to be playing the Arcane Signet into the Swiftfoot Boots. Pass the turn there. So we won't be able to get our commander out, but we'll be able to get Goreclaw, which is always a plus. Unless we draw land, then we're going to go with our commander, which is not bad whatsoever. Turn 3, that's perfect. An Archomancer. Okay, so Goreclaw is going to come out here, definitely. Then we'll pass with that. So our commander only costs 3 now to play. Forest, alright. Raging Regisaur. Alright, so if he swings in, he gets to do the 1 damage to any target, doesn't have haste. Doesn't look like he can do anything else from there. Perfect, so we will be playing the Ronus's Monument, and then into the Ojer Kaslem. We're going to boost the Goreclaw. We're going to swing in with it. So if he does double, it will kill it, but he doesn't want to. Perfect. Gets another land. Doesn't have any white, though, which he does need. Will he Thrashing Brontodon immediately to get rid of Swiftfoot or Ronus's Monument? Nothing. Okay, but he does have it at instant speed, so that's going to be a problem. But we're going to be playing the Manifold Key. So let's see if there's a response to the Thrashing Brontodon in any case. Doesn't look like there is one. So we either can swing in with power, which is what we're going to do here. We're going to boost the Goreclaw. Enray's Forerunners is hopefully going to come out there. Perfect. And I don't think there's any 2-drops that can get rid of 7 in red. We're going to swing in with everything. Everything's going to get boosted a little bit more. And he scoops right there. So that was a very quick game 2 as well. Moving on to game 3. Game 3, our hand is actually looking pretty good, so we're going to keep it there. Going against Arvad. Okay. We're going to play the Snow-Covered Forest and then pass the turn with that, since we don't have to do Tamio's safekeeping. He's going to play a Swamp into a Knight of the Ebon Legion. Doesn't have haste, but it is an annoying card. Play another land into the Incubation Druid, and then we're going to pass the turn with that. Next turn, we're most likely going to be playing the Champion of Lamholt. But let's see what he ends up playing. If he plays a white into a kill spell, just to get rid of the Incubation Druid, that's going to be almost a waste in my mind. But he might see something else. Or he might play the white 2-place commander. He is taking a little bit, though. If there isn't a turn 2 land drop, that's not good. But let's just see what he ends up playing. Plays the Plains into the commander. Alright. Nothing else. Okay, so we're going to play the Cavern of Souls here. We're going to choose the God for the Ojer Kaslem. Just going to triple check. So choose God. Then we're going to do the Champion of Lamholt. And then from there, we won't swing in. We'll pass a turn. Okay, so it can boost itself up if a creature dies, which is what he wants. So we're not going to block. If he has any boost, it's fine. So I'm going to take 2 damage. There isn't any board wipes that are like that. Okay. So we seek 2 vampire cards. Dark Ritual. Okay, so something is not going to be fun coming out. Sorin. That's such a fun and fair card. So he's probably going to minus to get the, lifelink. And it's our turn now. Okay, so we're going to play the Forest into the Ojer Kaslem. It can't be countered. Boost Champion. And then we're going to pass the turn there. So next turn, we're going to be playing the Okay, kills the Kaslem. We're going to put it back to our command zone. Because it'll take us a second to get the boost ability out there. Soren. Into Queen's Bay Paladin. Swings in with everything. We are going to block the 1-2. So it will boost the Arvad for 2. Okay. Then we're going to be playing the Taxidermist. Boost champion. We're going to swing in with the champion at the Soren to get rid of that nonsense. And then pass the turn there. So he's going to swing in for a total of 5. And we're going to have to let it all go through. Next turn, we're going to play the land into something else. Ooh, okay. That's a problem and a half. Wow, okay. So he swings in with the 2-3 in the air, so it does not swing in with the Arvad, which is fine. We're going to take 2 damage against 2 back. Ooh, well, it doesn't matter because we can just Titan of Industry it. Perfect. So we're going to get a 4-4 Rhino, and to destroy that Cathar's Crusade, we're going to boost the Champion of Lambholt just a little more. And then we're going to swing in with the Lambholt. Can't block, goes right damage because the Lambholt's ability prevents him from blocking if it has lesser power. Then we're going to pass the turn there. So that was a definite good call with the Titan of Industry because the Cathar's Crusade is a really big problem, especially with him getting a lot of creatures out there. Gets to return Knight of the Ebon Legend out there. And will there be any attackers? None. And he scoops. So that was a pretty quick game 3 as well. We were probably going to win because of Titan of Industry. So we're going to move right on to game 4. Game 4, our hand is looking really nice. We're going to keep it here. We're going to have a nice into the north turn 2. Gwenna's going to be nice for later. Going against Yorion. So a bunch of blink stuff. Never fun. Blue-white blink is never a fun deck to go against because they have a response to everything and they get out of hand very quickly. So we're going to see if he does anything. Nothing. Perfect. So he did keep his hand. So we're going to wait to see what's going to come out. Is there going to be any turn 1 drops like an Esper Sentinel or something similar? Something with an ETB trigger. Maybe a Skrelv. Although Skrelv doesn't have an ETB trigger. It just is a 1-drop and nuisance. Hallowed Fountain. Okay. Play into the north. Grab a forest. Anyone doesn't matter. Let's see. Island, turn 2 drop, almost definitely. Arcane Signet, anything else? Nothing. Perfect. We have 4 lands. So we're going to end up playing the Goreclaw. And then pass the turn. So now I'll be able to get quite a few stuff out there if we do end up drawing a land. Which is something that we'll always look forward to. If we don't, we're still going to play our commander. It doesn't matter much. Play commander and probably Llanowar else. But let's see if he blinks or bounces one of our creatures. It's going to take him a second to get his commander out there going. And a lot of the engine pieces are 4 drops or higher. If he doesn't have a land, it's going to be slightly concerning. Because Thassa is a one that blinks quite a bit. It's the main one. I know there's plenty of others. But let's see what is going to come out. Nothing? Okay. Drew a Tangled Florahedron. Play Ojer Kaslem. Any responses? Potentially counterspell. He might have logged off. Goreclaw might have been too much for him. I mean, it's a bear. Bears don't like birds. Or serpents. Or whatever Yorion is. Let's see. Bird, serpent. Perfect. Doesn't like either of those. And now we're going to get our own serpent god thing out there. Is there going to be any responses? Yeah, he's probably logged off. Goreclaw was just a little too powerful for him. Anything? Nope. Ojer Kaslem. Play land tapped. Play Llanowar Elves. Swing in with the 4-3. Boost itself up. Pass a turn after that. So Goreclaw and Ojer Kaslem's going to be perfect. Oh, he seems to be back. Highlighting the cards in his hand. Plains. Okay. Now that he got over the bear issue. Panharmonicon. Okay. We're going to play the Forest. Swiftfoot Boots. Response. Nothing. Perfect. Put it on the Kaslem. Play the Gwen as well. Go to combat. Swing in with everything. Boost everything up. That's a little bit greater power. I think it's power 4 or greater on Goreclaw. It is. Going to play the Tyrannix Rex. The Cavern of Souls. We're going to choose... Let's just choose Bear. Why not? And then we're going to pass a turn there. Beast, actually, not Bear. Deputy of Detention. So we don't really have to worry about that. He can choose Gwenna, which is what he's going to do. And Goreclaw. Yep, that's what it looks like. Thank goodness we played the Swiftfoot Boots, so we could get that out of the way, so he didn't have a target such as that, or bounce target. If he has a River's Rebuke, which he does not have enough mana for, he can't Tyrannix Rex anything, and he decides to scoop. So the bear scared him away too much, he got rid of the bear, and it didn't matter in the first place. Moving on to Game 5. Game 5, our hand is looking pretty good. We have some nice ramp. A Sereth, which is always fun. Keeper of Fables is going to be nice for later when we start swinging in. Going against Helena and Elena. That's always a fun deck to play. I've also made a video on this. If you want to go check that out, you should definitely do that. It's a really fun deck to play. Gets out of hand quickly. Mtga. Okay, we're going to play the Armored Scrap Gorger. And then pass a turn there. Plays a not Vold Slumber Mound. Wow, that's a mouthful. Incubation Druid. Oh, looks like we have one of them ourselves. Mtga will block so we don't take any damage. Let's see if he has like a shock or something. Doesn't. Okay, perfect. We're going to play the Llanowar Tribe, as well as the Elvish Mystic, and then pass the turn after that. Turn 4 commander. Isn't the worst, but isn't the best. Let's see if he ends up playing his commander. Most likely. Urabrask. Okay. It's going to be annoying. But we don't have any haste, so it won't set us back too much. Play the Ojer Kaslem. Veil of Summer won't do much against his deck. Play the Incubation Druid as well, and then pass after that. So next turn we'll be able to get some stuff going through. Keeper of Fables is going to come out just to start getting some attack triggers. Helena and Elena is going to come out, which is going to be slightly concerning. Boost Incubation Druid so it gets extra mana, which makes sense. Will he swing it with the Urabrask? Most likely. Yep, we're just going to block the Mtga, so we only take 4 instead of 6. And then after that, we're going to go to damage, take 4. Anything else? Nothing. Okay. Drew Forest. Not terrible. We'll play the Keeper of Fables. And the... We'll just wait on that. We'll just go into attackers. Swing with Ojer Kaslem. No blocks. Okay. Get a couple triggers going on. Ojer Kaslem. Ooh, Nyx Bloom Ancient. Perfect. And we also get a Forest as well. Play both of those. Delighted Halfling. Play the Defiler of Vigor. As well as the Delighted Halfling. Boost everything up more. Play the Sereth. Get some extra mana off of that as well. And then from there we'll pass the turn. So we do have something that can block the Urabrask now unless he boosts it. Even the Mtga, if they boost it at all. Sort of Forge and Frontier. Okay. Pro red, pro green. Oh, well, that's perfect. The One Ring. Alright. Pro everything till next turn. Helena on Elena. Boost Mtga. Yep. So it's a 4-3 now. Swinging with both Urabrask and Mtga. Most likely. Oh, nothing. Perfect. So we have quite a bit of stuff going on. But we won't be able to do much. Just because of the gain protection from everything. So we're only going to swing in with one creature just to get the Defiler, well, just to get the Keeper of Fables trigger in order to draw. So even if he blocks, which he probably won't. He does not. Perfect. Do you get a Keeper of Fables trigger? Oh, we do not. Oh, deals combat damage, not off of attacking. That's fine. It didn't really matter that much anyways. We have quite a few things in our hand to deal with, and, well, not in our hand, on the battlefield. We only have the Veil of Summer in our hand, which is useless. Since there's only one card in his deck that could counter, which is Tybalt's Trickery on Arena. And it's very unlikely that that's so. Okay, so he plays the Sword of Forge and Frontier on Mtga. Boosts up, I'm assuming Mtga. Urabrask. Okay. Goes to damage. And nothing. Interesting. Is there going to be anything else that's going to be played? Nothing. No burden counter. No nothing. Oh, play. Okay, Tyrannix Rex. We're going to play that. Defiler Vigor is going to trigger. Thank goodness it has haste. Start getting a lot of pain out there, but it is tapped, sadly. So we will go and swing in. I'm going to go to attackers. I think if we swing in with everything, that should be game. And even if not, it's going to decrease his life quite significantly. So swing in with everything. Go to blockers. Everything has Death Touch. Let's wait to see what he does. That should be game no matter what he blocks with, because of the trample on most of the stuff. Yeah, that should be definite game. Goes to damage. The One Ring puts a burden counter. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. The only mana ramp that he has is Incubation Druid, and he didn't draw anything that'll affect it. So it will go through. Everything goes through. Goes down to negative 26 life, which is perfect. That was a fantastic game 5, and it was a fantastic deck to play. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and consider checking out my other videos. Thanks for watching.